What if I told you that peace, joy, and freedom from emotional chaos were already within your reach, not in the next job, not in the next relationship, not at the bottom of a bottle or behind a screen, but right here, right now? Welcome to the spiritual power of contentment, a mindset that doesn't require your circumstances to change, only your perspective. This is your invitation to discover a new way of living, one that doesn't chase happiness, but cultivates something deeper, longer-lasting, and life-changing. The Apostle Paul once wrote, "I have learned, in whatever state I am, therewith to be content." That wasn't just a poetic statement. It was a spiritual revelation, and it's where your journey begins. Contentment is a gift, but more than that, it's a spiritual superpower. It's the ability to look around, see imperfections, and still say, "I'm okay." Not because everything is perfect, but because peace doesn't depend on perfection. You see, contentment isn't complacency. It's strength. It's realizing that you can want more for your life while still loving the life you have. That's why in Living the Virtuous Life we say, content but not satisfied. Happy with where you are, hungry for where you're going. Let's break it down. First, contentment rewires your brain, literally. It produces serotonin, the chemical responsible for that deep inner peace. Unlike dopamine, which spikes and fades with each fleeting pleasure, serotonin gives you a slow-burning, lasting sense of well-being. And that changes how you handle stress, relationships, and even addiction. Second, contentment grounds you in the present moment. It's a spiritual anchor that says, things could be better, but they could also be worse. And for right now, I'm okay. It frees you from comparison. You are relieved from the exhausting race to outshine, outdo, or outlive someone else's highlight reel, or their fake Facebook photos. Comparison is a thief. It robs you of your joy. That's why we say, put on blinders like a racehorse. Focus on your lane, your journey, your progress. Still struggling? Here's a secret weapon, gratitude. Every day, list 3 things you're grateful for. Science shows this simple act boosts serotonin and shifts your mood. Think about your car, even if it's broke down. Be thankful you have a car. Think about your body, even if it's in pain. Be thankful it's still breathing. Gratitude is the gateway to contentment. And when life feels overwhelming, say to yourself, "There but for the grace of God go I." That phrase, handed down to me by my mother, reminds us that things could be worse, and we become grateful for the fact that they're not. That's reason enough to give thanks. Next, realize that contentment helps manage disappointment. When things don't go your way, it helps you feel the sting without becoming consumed by it. And when FOMO, the fear of missing out, creeps in, contentment reminds you that nobody is living the perfect life you imagine. Yes, you'll still feel anger, sadness, frustration, but contentment teaches you to let those emotions pass through without letting them define your reactions. And one of the biggest enemies of contentment? Impatience. We live in a fast world. Fast food, fast success, fast fixes. But deep spiritual contentment? That takes time. It's a daily practice, not a one-time achievement. And here's where it gets real. You might ask, what does contentment have to do with addiction? Everything, because it changes your focus. Instead of fixating on quitting the substance or behavior, shift your attention to being content right where you are. Yes, the addiction is painful, but ask yourself, what lesson is life trying to teach me through this? When you approach your struggle from a place of contentment, you stop fighting the addiction as a curse, and you start viewing it as part of your transformation. This mindset doesn't make your problems disappear. It just gives you power over how you face them. And when disappointment hits, or when the craving comes back, contentment says, this too is part of my journey. I can learn, grow, and still be at peace. This practice done daily becomes your default, and that's the beginning of a whole new way to live. My friend, contentment isn't just for monks on mountaintops. It's for you. It's for people like me, struggling, growing, healing, changing. It's not a destination. It's a way of traveling through life, with peace in your heart, gratitude in your pocket, and strength in your soul. And if this message speaks to you, if you're ready to shift your mindset, break free from addiction, and embrace a powerful new way of living, I invite you to read the full chapter in Living the Virtuous Life, available now on Amazon. This book is your guide through 20 spiritual powers designed to help you overcome addiction, build inner peace, and create a life of meaning. It's written for real people facing real struggles, and it starts right where you are. So go to Amazon, search Living the Virtuous Life, get your copy, and begin the transformation. Until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and most of all, choose contentment.